Hello everyone. Today we are going to look at tryhackme inclusion box. So I have just started the box. I have just deployed it a minute back, and this is the first time I will be looking at this box. So let's see how it goes. Let me grab the IP address and then we can do a ping of this IP. We'll have to wait for the IP to come up. In the meantime, I can export the IP address to my terminal so that once the IP is up I can ping it, and I'll note it here also. So this is my IP address. I will put it as this, and once the IP address is up we can begin by looking at the map results for this. So deploy the machine is completed. We can go to root it, and it doesn't have much description. It only says it's a VM and try to find the LFI parameters. So I am hoping that there would be a web interface and we just have to find the LFI parameters and use that to get into the server. So let's wait for this to come up. IP address show tunnel 0. Yes, my VPN is definitely up, but it's taking a little bit of time to come up, so you'll have to wait till this comes up. So while this comes up, if you are not aware of what is a LFI, LFI is basically a local file inclusion, and in a LFI there is a let me try to show this to you with the example. Let me increase the fonts and then did I copy the IP correctly? 10.10.245.206. Yes. Okay, it looks like it is going to take some time. So to show you example, let's say let's do this. So in PHP we can always do include, or we can use other things which actually includes a file in PHP. And here if I have something like request file name, so ideally when the user gives a file name, it will be included from the current directory. Now since the since the parameter is always disclosed to the browser, it is always possible that people can use it to their own benefit. For example, if I want to look at some other files, I can go out of the current directory using a bunch of dot slash and then etc password. This will give me etc password, and I can continue from there. I mean, whatever other interesting files we can find in the in the server, we can look at them. Now this is LFI, and here the information is leaked from the server to the user, and this can be misused by the user. Why is it taking so much of time? Let's check my access. Am I connected? Yes, I am connected. So my rooms. Inclusion. Ten 245 206. That is correct. No. It looks like there is some issue with this. So let me pause the video, terminate this VM and come back after I have deployed this again. I hope redeploying this will fix the problem and we will be able to continue. So just hold on for a moment. Okay, so finally I am back. So it turned out that I had some issues with my OpenVPN and I had to regenerate my OpenVPN config file and reconnect. Once I regenerated my OpenVPN config file and reconnected, I was able to access the VM again. So as you can see, the IP address is 10.10.210.254. Let me increase the font a little bit so that you can see it. And we are able to visit the page. So now let's poke around the page and see what is there in this page. So if you see in the left bottom corner, you can see where the page is taking you, and it says 10.10.210.154/article question mark name equals hacking. This also is going to the same page but with a different name, and this also is going to the same page with a different name. Now I have not run a nmap on this server because it clearly says that it is a LFI attack, so there is no point of running a nmap. We know that we are going to get a LFI attack. So this shows this URL. We'll grab this URL and then we go and do a curl on this. I like to do curl for these kind of things because it makes the page much more readable than on the browser, as we will see in a few minutes. So now that we have this, let's see if this name parameter is vulnerable to LFI. Let's try with /etc password. We don't get anything. Let's add some .. as we explained a few minutes back. This should help us to see what is happening, and we can immediately see that we have a LFI, and we can get the etc password file. So let me copy this first to my notes. So I am using Joplin here. Password file. Okay. Now there is a comment here which is mentioning something about file config feast and root password. So let's try SSH with that. Falcon feast at 10 210.154 210.154. Yes, I want to accept, and I want to give root password. And this should take us in as a normal Falcon Feast user to this server. And once we are in, we can see what we can do as this user, and we should be able to get the root password. Let's see here. We have user.text, so definitely we can get that. Get user.text, and we will get this user.text here. Put it in our notes. This will be user flag, and let's also submit this to tryhackme. Now, as soon as I get to a Linux box, the first thing that I always try is sudo -l. And sudo -l, if you didn't know, gives you all the things that you can do as sudo. And we have socket here, which we can use. The socket I know is application very similar to Netcat, but with a lot more features. But I never remember the what do you call it, syntax for using this. So we will just go to this, and we will do reversal. Makes sense. So we will copy this to our notes, and we will use this, and then we can put here escalation. So this is what we are going to use. Our port will be let's use quad 9s, and our host will be my IP address. So my IP address is 10.4.4.87 10.4.4.87, and I guess this should be in a single line. So yes, this is in a single line. So let me expand this just in case my terminal doesn't like it. Okay, so before this we will also copy the sudo -l output, so that we know how we reached here and why we are doing this. So now we use socket, and we should be good. So for socket I will need this to be running on my system. I am not sure whether I have socket installed or not, but if we don't have, we will have to install that. That should be pretty easy. That should not be a problem. So I will use quad 9s here. Okay, this is listening, and then since we want to use it in with sudo, I will use my IP and port here directly without using as 10.4.4.87:1 2 3 4. Okay, So this is the command that we should run on our server with sudo. And bingo, we have root. ls id -a, we can see we are root. We can just do sudo pwd, we are still here, cd root, get root.txt, and we get the root flag. So this is a pretty easy box, I guess, and probably very good for beginners. So go ahead and try this if you have not tried this. Since tryhackme is free, so it is so everyone can go ahead and try this. So all that is left now is copying this flag and submitting it to tryhackme. Submit and done. So thanks everyone. Hope you liked the video. If you have any comments, if you didn't like something, do let me know and I will try to improvise on that. Thank you.